There we go. Tech issues are worked out. Everybody come in, pile in, everyone. We need people to watch, otherwise I don't feel validated. We've got 9 people in here. Let's go. Carmen Silva, greetings from Devon, England. Najibo, he's back. I am so sorry about all the issues. 11 people, let's go. Ashley Lynn, what's up, beef? Beef cheeks? What's up? What's up, Ann?
So Beefy, I gotta say, I was so excited to get my mug, and then I felt so trolled.
What were they? Like business cats?
It was business cats in ties.
Oh, I didn't hear that detail. That changes everything.
It
Cats
was.
and ties. Come on now.
It says business, and there are 3 cats wearing ties instead of my Browns mug.
Those cats are Daryl Brooks' new attorneys, Cat. That's exactly what that's his new defense team.
I thought you were going to say, and then I dropped it.
And I dropped it. No. Oh.
Like your voice was building, and I was like, oh man, she's gonna I feel like something bad is happening next.
Oh no. I'm in a little funky mood today.
Bell will get the help that he needs for the next year.
Somebody said I sound high. Do I sound high?
Is a total of...
No, you usually do.
No one would ever...
How does one sound high?
Wait, I usually sound high? That's not a good sign.
Wait. Do you mean does your voice sound high-pitched, or do you sound stoned?
I think you meant stoned. I did smoke, I only took 2 rips off the bowl earlier, but that's 1 o'clock, so I'm pretty sure I'm fine.
I would hope so.
I also am getting over crazy dental surgery where I was all messed up on Ativan and knockout drugs and whatever. I don't care.
Fun.
It's Friday night.
I don't care.
Did anyone in your family take an embarrassing video that you won't remember and then share it with people?
Not that I know of, but it was just
That'd
my mom.
Great content.
That would be good content. All right, let's watch this. Make sure the sound is right.
Gosh, those glasses do nothing for him.
You were loud and the thing was quiet, so I'm gonna turn.
What's our timestamp on this video right now?
Timestamp is
Obviously is committed to a state facility.
Brooks comes on about 1:48.
All right. Good morning.
Morning again, Mr. Brooks, Mr. Rakestraw.
There we go.
I think
we may have sent Mr. Hampton to another court.
Or Mr. Hampton.
But my understanding is that the parties reached a resolution on Mr. Brooks' case.
That is not the case, Your Honor. It appears that we are, as of right now, still on trial.
It's so exhausted.
I would ask that state if they're willing to leave that offer on the table until the day of trial.
Yeah, he's doing that on purpose too. He wants people to know how exhausted he is with this whole situation. How he has over this. If over this had a face, it would be this man. For sure.
Trial.
Or my oh Daryl, no, stop it. Don't nod your face.
It is State of Wisconsin versus
Daryl Brooks.
And not where everybody else
Case
is.
20 CF 2550. Appearances.
Daryl Brooks appeared by attorney William Rakestraw, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. We were
Oh,
on
I'm
the
waiting
calendar
for him
today
to
for
say,
final
I
pretrial.
want to represent myself
The
as
records
sovereign,
reflect that Mr.
and I'm dreading
Brooks
it.
was produced from Dodge Correctional. However, there was a staffing issue in the jail, and
all right.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hampton, you going to appear?
Yes, Attorney Hampton also Mr. Brooks, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I apologize. I thought I'd lost you to another court.
We were on the calendar for final pretrial. Mr. Brooks is appearing by Zoom. Mr. Hampton's in the courtroom. Mr. Rakestraw is appearing by Zoom. I had put Mr. Brooks and his lawyers into a breakout room.
He's got the Dahmer
and
look.
then,
Yeah, it's true.
this was
He definitely has the Dahmer shades. What do they call them? The birth control.
Birth control glasses.
Birth control glasses.
delayed. There was another hearing that I needed to
call.
call.
If he
Mr.
goes
Brooks'
to
case
trial,
is
does he get to
set
stay
for
in the
trial
county
on
jail as
July
opposed to
10th.
prison?
Mr. Rakestraw has informed the court that Mr. Brooks is still in trial
posture.
Mr. Ford, does the state
anticipate being able to go forward on
July 10th?
Yes.
All right.
All right.
I know there were discussions
and there was
requests
requests
from
Mr.
Rakestraw. The
the
state leave an offer open. Can we make a record what that offer was?
Judge, count one and count two are going to be dismissed. Count three would be pled to, I believe the recommendation would be a prison sentence determined by the.
With defense free to argue.
Correct.
All right. And just
You
for the
guys still hear
record,
me?
Mr. Brooks, are
Yep.
you aware that that's the
I hear you
state's
now. I
pay
couldn't
offer
hear you
on this
before.
case?
Chad, is the echo gone?
Okay.
Yes.
So at this point, we're set for trial on
Oh,
July 10th.
I
Is there
thought that
anything
was
else
just
we need
me.
to address on today's?
The echo is gone?
Judge, only that,
Yes.
if this
Okay.
case were to resolve, I would ask if I could get notice maybe the week before, just so I don't have to bring in my witnesses. We don't have to have another court date scheduled, but if I could get notice from Mr. Brooks and defense counsel that that's where we're going, I would appreciate that.
I would appreciate it as well. This court will be down the week before, but if you can communicate with the court via email, because I anticipate that if we go to trial, I'm going to have to make some arrangements because I don't. There's a limit to the number of people we can bring over to this courtroom for voir dire. I think that we may need to conduct voir dire with a larger pool than I would ordinarily do, and so I'm going to have to make arrangements on that. So the more advance notice we have, the better. Anything else we need to address today, Mr. Core?
No, Judge, thank you.
Mr. Rakestraw, Mr. Hampton?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. We'll see everybody July 10th. Thank you.
Is that it? Is that the whole hearing? People are making fucking 1 hour videos on that. Nothing happened. Holy shit. Oh, whatever. Good for the clickbait, right? Get people into the live stream. I guess we'll check out some other Brooks content. Does anybody have any recommendations for Brooks clips? Chat, feel free to pop off. I'll give it a good minute or two. Who wants to watch what? Anybody have a Daryl Brooks recommendation?
I really enjoy the one where he's arguing that double jeopardy and not knowing what it means.
What day is that? Do you know?
It's the day when they're doing jury instructions. He's got the yellow shirt on.
Is that 13?
Yeah. Okay, day 13.
13 or 15 or 16. One of those days.
Day 13 is a fave. When he gets sent over and he's, you can't hear that! You can't hear that! And then he yells at her later, I can hear you! Oh no, it's like in 1 second he says, I can't hear what the hell you're saying! And then a second later he goes, I can hear what you're saying! It's like, you just said you couldn't, you fucking psycho!
She said that too. She's like, well, we certainly seem to hear that. Or when he's like, I wish you'd stop saying that's a book, it's the book. And she goes, I can't disagree with him. He goes, yeah, well, some people don't live by it, though. I'm like,
yeah.
Says the man who ran over 70 people.
It says the murderer, right? Who's screaming through a microphone.
Who stole, who took from others.
You filed them. You filed everything that I gave to you.
Right, Mr. Brooks, I'm going to mute you because this is not relevant at this time.
It is.
He's raised tone of voice. He's very animated. He threw the jury instructions on the floor. I understand you're upset.
So use an argument on my kids.
They had to get it to be verified.
Gotta verify that.
Your request is noted. It's denied.
It's gotta get verified.
Without further hearing or consideration.
I was just told that the evidentiary phase is supposed to be closed. How come I haven't been able to present my evidence into the record as I've asked numerous times on the record?
His evidence equals sovereign fucking paperwork about fucking the Sestacute Trust and God knows what else. It's like she's gonna keep that as far away from the jury as she possibly fucking can. Like, sorry, man, not getting it.
When he argues, you know, I couldn't present I tried to put myself in evidence, and she goes, well, we're not, you know, and she explained why he can't. He goes, but how can I defend myself if I cannot present evidence? Like, he is mind boggled, and just like there's rules of evidence, there's procedure, you know, rules of decorum. He's like, behaving has nothing to do with my evidence.
You nailed it. It's mind boggling.
Mind-boggling.
He's like, I didn't have to give evidence to make my mama do nothing.
Facts.
Why do I gotta do it now when I'm a 40-year-old man with grown kids? I don't have to, you know.
Don't nobody tell me what to do.
Don't
nobody tell me what to do.
To be able to do. I've said I have numerous documents that needed to go into the record.
Atlanta. Somebody's calling me from Atlanta. That's a scam.
Yep.
I didn't rest my case.
I had a phone call from Sweden, and they were pretending to be the Canadian government wanting to arrest me because of reasons. That's my answer. And I'm like, so the Canadian government with an Indian accent calling from Sweden.
So the court did declare the evidentiary phase of this trial closed. I specifically...
You guys ever seen that movie Phone Booth, where the guy answers the phone in the phone booth, and he tells him if he hangs up, he's going to shoot him, and it turns out it's a sniper in the window. He keeps him on there for like an hour and a half. It turns out like
Farrell,
he knows.
right?
Yeah.
I remember seeing stuff.
I found that you forfeited your right to present any further evidence or testimony when you failed to answer my questions regarding the calling of witnesses. And then I also declared that you forfeited your right to testify.
Yep.
Specifically as it relates to your trial filing, sir, I would note that all evidence in a trial must be proper, it must be probative, it must be relevant, and it must follow all rules of procedure and all rules of evidence. To the extent that you wrote all of those documents, sir.
Oh my God, it came out 20 years ago.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? It feels like it was yesterday. This movie was a banger, though. Way better than it had any right to be.
22 million phones. A billion connections a day.
I believe in you, man. Big Q.
I love the narrator's
Oh shit,
voice.
we got a $5 super chat already from Carol Austin. Plus we got 25 people in here. Let's go. Starting off with a bang. I love it. Carol Austin says, "Keep up the good work, friend. Will do." Let's read off some of these comments. I haven't been paying enough attention to the chat. Okay, could do Ronnie O'Neal's opening statement. Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna go there later. If y'all people think I'm playing around, god damn it, I'm not. I love that guy. He's the best. Captain Bart Simpson head. Oh, I'm gonna mute you. If only I could say that when I didn't want to hear someone else. Yeah, facts. I wish I had a mute button on a fucking lot of people. He has no evidence. Just the caged bird. The caged bird does not cast known without status. The caged bird shall not fly. What the fuck is it she says? I forget now. How's
That's
that poem
uncanny.
go?
Uncanny.
I haven't done it in a while. People say they think the voice is funny. I haven't done it in a while.
Reasonable.
I'm a gangster. I don't gotta be reasonable.
Cutting out.
Oh, it's a fake.
Stu Shepard thought he had the game wired.
How's business? Tickets. 4 for Britney Spears, right? So you owe me, Stu. It's gotta be the night of the 18th, and I will deliver you a truckload of celebrities.
But today, someone's got his number.
Yeah.
Don't even think about leaving that booth.
Wrong number, pal.
I'm aiming at you right now. Can you feel it? Stu.
Did you call me Stu? Who is this?
Someone who enjoys watching you. I have a 30 caliber bolt action
Any
700
teens
with a
today
handhold
know how to
tactical
answer
scope.
that phone.
You mean like a rifle?
At this range, the exit wound have to be about the size of a small
They wouldn't know how to
tangerine.
dial
You're
on
bluffing.
it.
There's only one way to find out.
Oh my God, you shot him.
Look at all of the people, Stu.
He's the shooter. I've seen him. It wasn't me.
Okay, I don't think we're gonna watch anymore. We're gonna get taken down. But yeah, good movie. Anybody
I'm
hasn't
loving that
seen it,
old cop car.
highly recommend. Yeah. It looks like they shot that right in Times Square too. Props.
Yeah, they did.
Must have cost a fortune. We were at 122.
155.
155.
Oh, my bad.
You told us, remember.
Evidence in a
Yeah, thank
trial
God you did.
must be
I did.
proper, it must be probative, it must be relevant, and it must follow all rules of procedure and all rules of evidence. To the extent that you wrote all of those documents, sir, that would be hearsay. And for that reason, I'm denying your request to make them part of the record.
They were not hearsay, Your Honor. I did what you told me to do. You told me, since I was representing myself pro per, that I had to write everything out and present them to the court.
So that's not what I said. You're
Does he stack
misquoting
all
me,
those
but in
boxes
any
one on
event,
top of the other like Jenga? Are they taller than he is?
That's a good question. Not that he sets the bar very high.
When he complains about hauling them back and forth, I'm pretty sure the deputies haul them back and forth. I don't think
Yeah,
he
that's
does.
true too. They had a cart.
Yeah.
So he's full of shit.
They took him in
that's
on the
what
little
you said.
bottom shelf and rolled him to the
I
other
said-
room.
You're saying that I have no right to present evidence and to have exhibits as the state's been able to do.
Definitely not what you said. Angela Flowers Davis says, "Hi BP, it's Angela from Brainbridge, Georgia. I love you guys. Yeah, won't Don have to show up with his shooting case? Oh yeah, that's true. She probably will have to show up and testify for the shooting case that we just had the hearing for. That's a good point.
That'd be great.
Math Boy Fly needs his worm hair back."
Mr. Brooks,
Are
I'm
you
not
denying
going to
my-
have a debate about this
Are you
now.
denying-
The shooting
I
case is
have
the one
you
that
gotta
has
mute
the
him.
body, right?
Yeah.
I
You're
get,
right.
there's so many I get. them
Mr.
mixed
Brooks,
up.
I have muted
Yeah,
you
really.
because
Whoa, we got another $10 super chat from Carol Adams. In honor of my graduation's, my granddaughter's first art exhibition and graphic design and first sales. Congratulations, Carol Austin's granddaughter. That is awesome.
That is awesome. Congrats.
Digital artist. That is so sick. Let me get your air horns here. I almost forgot. Congratulations. Thank you so much. So kind.
I declared the evidentiary
A single phone book is taller than that man.
phase of this trial closed. You forfeited your right to present further evidence and testimony
Look at him popping it up. I
previously
love that.
by refusing
Please
to
muted.
answer the court's questions. I will
That's the best.
specifically address the filings. Number
Oh,
one,
it is so
it is
sweet.
not true that I advised him that
When he's
any
yelling from the
filing
other
would become
courtroom,
evidence.
is there
That
a
is-
separate court reporter in there taking dictation of what he's yelling, or is it just
God,
with
I
Judge
hope
Doro?
so. I hope they release that one day.
simply false. Number two, filings, I told him if he wanted to present motions, should be written down and should be based in law and fact and request specific relief. I'm well aware that previously he has referenced he would like his filings made exhibits. I've reviewed those filings. There's nothing relevant, nothing probative, or the information contained therein is hearsay. Mr. Brooks would have needed to testify regarding any statements that he, from himself, testimony. He cannot simply put in an affidavit. That's not proper. That's hearsay. And he hasn't asked in any of those filings that he hasn't put forth any exception to the hearsay rule that would allow this court to admit his written filings. I believe, without fail, they are all irrelevant, not probative, and hearsay, and therefore not admissible. So we're moving on
He's going
to the
off while
discussion
muted.
of
Facts.
jury instructions. When Mr. Brooks wants to abide by the rules of decorum and civility, I will unmute him. He clearly just took the entire packet of jury instructions and put them, I don't know what's under the table, if it's a garbage can or if he just simply put them under the table, but they are no longer in front of him. I will, however, unmute him so that we can get his feedback regarding jury instructions. It's typically a back and forth. We'll go through them.
Yeah, good luck with that one, Judge.
I'll ask the parties whether there are any instructions they believe should be included, and we'll have a discussion on that, and then we'll talk about whether any of the instructions that are in here need to be modified in any way, taken out, edited, etc.
Muted.
All right, you're unmuted now, but but you have to not interrupt.
No, you can't, I'm not trying to interrupt, but how can you deny me the chance to put on the adequate defense by saying nothing that you told me to do can be presented into evidence? So you filed them, you filed everything that I gave to you,
Right,
filed.
Mr. Brooks, I'm going to mute you because this is not relevant at this time.
It is.
He's raised tone of voice. He's very animated. He threw the jury instructions on the floor.
That's awesome.
I understand you're upset, sir. I understand you believe I'm violating your rights.
Right, like, this is the point. We all get upset in every situation in everyday life. And all of us are able to compose ourselves and speak respectfully and rationally and treat others around us rationally and with respect. But Daryl, he's not capable of that. And it's so preposterous to see in, like, the most high-stakes setting you could possibly get, like a murder trial, him just pop off like this. It'd be one thing if this is, like, in line at McDonald's. It really wouldn't, like, it might make World Star or whatever become a viral clip. But on the stage of the Waukesha Christmas Parade trial being broadcasted to millions, it is so bizarre. I think that's definitely a big part of why this trial went so, like, rapidly viral. It's just like, oh my God, he's talking to a judge that way under these fucking circumstances. It's insane.
It makes you wonder if he had actually gone in there, shown contrition and absolute, like, deference and respect. Even if he was convicted, if the sentence would have been lighter.
Probably.
Yeah.
Angela Flowers Davis says he was smart enough, at least, to not be cross-examined or have his mom cross-examined. That would have definitely went left, but interesting to watch. Yeah, for sure. That was definitely a deliberate choice, in my opinion. He knew he couldn't stand up to Opper's cross-examination. She would have eaten him alive. Like, he's in the kiddie pool. She's swimming Olympic relays. It's like she would have destroyed him. Every single one of his little half-assed defense of why he didn't do it would have been torn apart piece by piece. Carol also says, anybody here read lips or mask movements? Would have loved to hear him testify, so would have I. The mother should have faced charges, yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, that's pretty much all the comments. Everything he filed is about as useless as a submarine with screen doors. Oh, that's Bubba. Of course it's Bubba. And screw all the people that say John Bubba ain't funny. He's funny, man. I love Bubba. You're welcome here anytime, man. You crack me up. It is relevant because I said so. I'm the queen.
It's relevant because I've said so, he says.
Yeah.
Well, he files everything into the record, but I don't think he understands that the jury doesn't have access to the record, so it's not part of evidence. When he says he's filing things with the court, he assumes that it's going into evidence. You have to submit it in open court in front of the judge for her to rule on it. If you file it with a record, it just goes on the record for appeal. The jury aren't basing their deliberations on the record. It's on the evidentiary phase. But he's not. Yeah. He's mashing it all together as like a mashed potato ball.
Yeah, well, he assumes the all-knowing record. You know, it's both seeing and catching everything at all times, everywhere. but also not capable of doing anything unless you say, "Can that be noted for the record?" Completely contradictory.
He's also too ignorant to realize that like you said, there's an evidentiary phase, like where you have to give all of that stuff over. He seems to think that he can just give evidence whenever he decides to come up with it.
He's very cognizant of that. The problem is that evidentiary phase happened before he took over for the lawyers. So he thinks he gets like a full redo with all the work they did. Like, no, we're not stopping and doing this all over again with you because you took over. Get the fuck out of here. Now that you get your leg up from all your lawyers. I mean, like I almost wish they would have said, fine, but give us the boxes. Come on. Boxes come with us. You start from scratch. Can you imagine that what it look like? Oh my god.
I do think it's funny how he says like he hasn't had time to go through any of like these 50-pound boxes of evidence, but like Sue Opper says, quickly like finds files and all sorts of things. Like, hey, he's a walking, talking contradiction.
Yep.
To present a defense. I've made my rulings. I determined you forfeited your right to testify.
He wrote about sovereign citizen stuff. That was all stuff he wrote.
To present
Did
evidence
he write that
as you would have testified,
phase, or did he write it during that phase and his lawyers refused to submit it because it made no sense?
I think he wrote it after, when he's just kind of coming into court every day with his lawyers and they're going through all the pretrial stuff. I think he found that shit after, and like you said, probably a little mix of both. He's giving it to his lawyers, and they're like, "We're not presenting that. We're not putting that in. Forget it." Which had to have been a big motivating factor for him to take over. Like, he knew he was fucked, right? That's reason numero uno that he takes over for his lawyers, because he knew he was fucked regardless. He might as well get the benefits that can be offered to him as far as being his own attorney, like having the smallest bit of say in the courtroom, making a mockery of the trial as much as he can, shitting on the victims as much as possible. Like, there are definitely upsides to him being his own attorney. Really, the only downside was it increases his likelihood to get convicted, which was already pretty much at 100% to begin with. So you might as well be your own fucking attorney at that point.
Well, that and it aged Judge Doro like 10 years. Poor woman.
Yeah. Poor thing.
I closed closed off your ability to call any other witnesses by finding that you forfeited your right to do so based upon your conduct. I understand you're frustrated.
Oh, that's a really good question. Tropia asks, who would have questioned Mama Brooks? Opper, Basie, or Witchow?
I'm thinking Witchow.
Opper.
I'm thinking that I'm torn between Basie and Opper. Sorry, I'm torn between Sue Opper and Witchow, because he has equal hatred for both, but he hates Opper a bit more because she's a woman and she calls him out on his garbage. So I'm thinking probably he wouldn't like, if he either wouldn't like that Sue was questioning his mom and by proxy dissing him, but if his mom was being agreeable with Witchow, he would get equally aggressive because she'd be answering to another man. So
yeah, facts. Well,
I'm only saying it because if you put in the scenario that she testifies, I'm sort of also putting in the scenario that he testified. So they wouldn't do the same attorneys, like, for both in likelihood. So that's why I'm throwing out Witchow.
Yeah.
I understand you
if
believe
Brooks took the stand, Opper would have
I'm
been
not
hands
without
down
authority
my
to do that. I'm
correct.
Yeah. Same.
And she would have just stood there and stared at him with her finger on her chin and be like, "Hello, Mr. Brooks."
She would have relished that opportunity. Like, she would have.
And then just played that clip, Brooks Darrell, and be like, "Is this you in this video, sir?" Just for like an hour.
over and over.
Catch him in a Brooks loop.
Specific factual findings. I've referenced the law, and you being upset with the decision is not going to change my mind. He's also taken the headphones off. It's his choice right now whether he participates in this jury instruction conference. It is his choice. But if he is going to spout off about things that I've already determined, I will continue to exercise the mute function on the audio equipment. I'll unmute him again, but you are advised, sir, you need to be proper, you need to not interrupt, and you need to stay on task, which is we're discussing jury instructions, not other evidence, not subject matter jurisdiction, not your belief that I told you to file things a certain way. We are now discussing jury instructions. So once again, I'll unmute him to see if he can follow these simple rules.
You need to tell me why I can't present evidence. How can you deny me the fact? How can you deny me my right to present evidence?
All right, I'll unmute him once again because he wants to continue. And again, I understand he's upset. I understand that. But he has himself to blame for his conduct this morning and the rulings that I've made. All right, so let's go through these jury instructions. First of all, has the state received a copy of the draft?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Brooks, do you acknowledge receipt? I believe you did by acknowledging it previously, but do you acknowledge receipt of the draft of the final jury instructions?
I didn't acknowledge nothing. And I don't acknowledge anything now. I have not received anything.
I would ask the bailiff to pick up the documents from the floor and put them in front of him.
And I'm not presenting it to nothing I don't give my consent to. You can't deny me the right to put on
that they were in the garbage can.
How can you tell me when I'm stated?
I'm going to read it once again because, again, I understand he's upset.
All right,
the bailiff.
Yeah, I want to make sure you see this part.
That's fucking awesome.
He should have said the record should reflect that the bailiff has taken the jury forms from the trash can and returned them to Mr. Brooks on his left-hand side.
That would have been so good.
Bailiff could confirm, well, he put him on top, he put him on the floor.
Oh,
that's
there
his
you go.
Right. They're not in front of him, but it's by his own conduct that he's done that.
That's
The record should reflect Mr. Brooks is muted because he wants to continue to debate with this court about my prior rulings regarding his forfeiture by conduct of his right to present further evidence on his behalf. I know one of the things I probably need to look at, I'm not sure if Madam Clerk did this or not, would be the language from
If you have a kid who doesn't want to eat their vegetables, it's just like if I put them on this side of the plate, I don't have to. And I put them in front of them, it's like, well, I'm going to turn my chair this way. And they put the plate over there, and it's like, well, I'm going to turn all the way around. It's so childish.
Yeah, it really is. This is pathetic.
No, I don't want to do that.
Oh, it's just Fort Brooks.
Here we go.
Hold on.
He really is the perpetual man-child.
6.
Like,
the
not
76
even man,
count,
but yeah.
It says near Frame Park, so it is in there. But that was just one question I had.
The fall always gets me. What was the part of this day you wanted to see?
So
the one where he's arguing double jeopardy.
I'm just going through each one. I'm on page 50 of 107.
Is for you
He says, I'm pretty sure this is day 13. It's 15 or 16.
Oh, okay. We're even right there.
There's no response by Mr. Brooks.
So watching him fall underneath the crushing amount of evidence in a box is always
crushing amount of evidence either up to or through 12th grade, and either has a GED or
symbolic and fun. Him crushing under the weight.
Common sense
literally and figuratively
would tell you that this is someone who's very close to the case.
Did they actually prove that he like had a GED?
Oh, this is the Reddit post where he's like, this person has intimate knowledge, and Sue Hopper's like, well, it is live streamed to worldwide.
Yeah, I know. I love this. It's so on its face, stupid.
It's clearly someone who's on the jury.
It has to be somebody from the inside. He's like breaking down the conspiracy within. Like, who are the players? Stands to benefit. It's so fucking ridiculous.
Is it the woman who flipped me off? Is she now on my side?
Who is she working for?
Has she flipped?
Authorized representative for my client.
Oh, he's sick today. I forgot about this.
There's this one where he was tired.
Oh, is that what it is? You're just tired?
Yeah, when she's like, I want to start at like 8:30 or something. And he's like, 8:30? That's earlier on. I'm like, what else do you have to do? You have somewhere to be?
I was about to say, yeah, there's like, they locked down the jail, I think at like 11 in most jails. So like, it's not early, man. You're still getting a solid 8 hours. Oh, it's so hard to be Brooks and wake up. I mean, I get they have to transport him there, and it's probably a whole thing, but probably not a process that takes more than half an hour. So he was up at like 7:30. Okay, bro. Welcome to fucking being adult. I know it's new for you. I know, like, having responsibilities, whether forced upon you or nay, really sucks. But this is what everybody else does. Everybody around you, they all woke up just like you did. Oh.
And it's not like he stays up all night going through this evidence and like, or any of that.
Very true. Ignores all of it.
Yeah, you know he's not up all night with, guilt.
Right.
Thank you. The record to reflect that the individual known to this court as Doro
present right here. Look at him.
in custody in person. He is wearing his jail attire this morning. I do want to make a record that at 8:46 p.m. yesterday, I did swear in two additional sheriff's deputies who would be working with our jurors through the overnight or third shift hours. I did administer the same oath that was administered to all the other bailiffs yesterday.
And Jacob says, I wonder if he's sold his mask yet. Dennis says, Bubba woke him up. Karen says, never got the notification for the stream. Hi, everyone. Hi, Karen. That's weird. Nobody ever gets a notification. Lori. Hi, Lori with hearts. I have a slow stream tonight. I have between like 35 and 40 people all night. Still a good chunk of people, though. Fun. How come nobody in the Discord wants to join?
Evening. Then, of course, we are open.
Busy, I suppose.
And the jurors are here, and they will be instructed to start.
We haven't mentioned anything weird like neti pot.
The only other thing I would put on the record is I have received information regarding the Reddit post that there was a subsequent post from that website indicating that it was a prank. And so I don't know.
I did call
the sheriff's department.
I did call my local grocery store and asked if it had like that fluff spread, and they do. And I'm totally taking my kids smarter than that. To make this sandwiches.
Post or site was taken down. Not the site of Reddit, but it's no longer, I believe, viewable. But there was that additional information regarding that, at least from the administrator, I believe, of that post. So I just wanted to put that on the record. And if and when, or I should say when, the investigation is completed, I will assure the parties that you will be provided with that information.
To track down the person who did the post.
Go ahead.
I was just thinking that.
So it's being called a prank.
Per the Reddit post itself, yes.
So we don't have any idea if that's a fact.
You mean somebody said that they liked me?
You're correct.
And it's a prank?
I'm just putting on the record the additional information that's been reported on. And then again, once the sheriff's department concludes their investigation,
anybody who pulls that kind of crap to try and
so at this point, until there's a question
oh,
or
it's
a verdict,
a joke. It's like it's not funny. You could have actually seriously, like you could have started the trial all over. Like you need to be punished old school, tarred, feathered, and putting the stocks in the town square while people not for 2 days.
Yes.
Oh, go on.
I still have a theory that it was Jay Prince.
Could have been.
Who's this?
Oh, he's the guy that sits behind Daryl. That's like his only supporter. Absolutely
and
ridiculous.
Vehemently hates Erica.
Yeah.
I'm still very concerned about this whole
I'm sure you are.
thing after having the chance to
I laugh when he's like, I'm so concerned about
fully
this. Like,
read
you know
it
that this
and
post actually
look at
supports
some
you
of the
and
language
paints
that's in it.
everyone else as
I
if
know.
you're being treated unfairly. Like, that's what Sue Opera even says.
It's very
And this
concerning.
officer does inside.
That's why there's an investigation,
Oh
sir.
my God.
Anytime there's an allegation that the integrity of this judicial process has been compromised, especially with a juror, I take that incredibly seriously, which is why I turned it over to the Sheriff's Department.
I would like, Your Honor, to, if it pleases the court and if it pleases Your Honor, I would like to look at some alternatives. If I may bring up
Like a mistrial, you know, just for starters.
In regards
Yeah,
to
basically what you asked for.
the language, I also want to state that for the record, this did not come about from the prosecution side, from the defensive side, and certainly not from Your Honor's side. This is something
how
that
does he
just
know
pretty
that?
much
Nice
sprang
honor
up.
that he made.
Yeah, and by the way, how does he know that? Like, who gives him the authority to comment that? He doesn't know that for sure. That's so dumb.
Certainly didn't come about from Your Honor's side.
A lot of my concern, though, just not from just the
Came from the
language
record
and
side.
the actual post, but
The state of Wisconsin.
It's the officer behind him. That's how he like gets his feelings
I was
out.
kind of concerned that I was the last one to learn of this information that had been known.
I was just staring at him like, I hate the back of your ugly head.
I wasn't aware of it until after 6:30 last night, or around that time, because I don't want to misquote the record, but somewhere around that time.
It was shortly after 7.
Oh, so it was after. I didn't know. I thought it was. I knew it was after 6:30.
Hey, Beef, can you pause it for 1 second? I just had a thought.
Incorrectly.
No problem.
Wouldn't it be ironic as all get out? So he has access to the internet, right?
Yes, he does.
Wouldn't it just be hilarious if he did this himself? The way he's acting like shocked about the times and the information and everything else, and like nothing has been said about this like at all. I kind of wonder, do you think maybe he did it himself?
Yeah, everybody says that. Who knows? I mean, it's
I
definitely
don't think the
possible.
internet is where it works like that. I think they have like social media stuff all blocked. Like you can only
Yeah.
access like the law library.
Oh, do they?
Like a monitored email, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That
See,
sounds right.
I've never been in jail, so I have no idea how that all works.
I would just assume that they can't, like, everything that they would be on is monitored, right? So if he logged into Reddit or tried, it would be monitored by their IP
And they'd-
systems that it would get.
They also, they'd know right away that it was him. Because there's no way they would, if they were allowing them to surf the internet, there's no way they wouldn't be keeping track of what they look at, for obvious reasons.
Like he like encouraged like his mom or someone that he knows to do it for him. Like he came up with the idea to do it.
Like his mom's boyfriend?
I would say
Yeah, like his mom's boyfriend.
I was going to say, except I don't think she's bright enough to know how to work Reddit. Unfortunately, I mean, we've seen her in action, so I don't think she did it.
She couldn't even clean up her room. She had to throw a sheet over stuff.
Yeah.
Nice. Incorrectly state the record.
When Judge Door's like, it was on a
Your
site
Honor.
called
That for
Reddit.
you
It
right
was
now,
on
if
a
you would like.
subreddit. I don't know what a
Yeah,
subreddit is. I was like, oh, you sweet summer child.
Please, Your Honor, I would like to
enter the term subreddit into a court cases record.
Some alternatives to this issue.
What's your specific request?
Like in the Letitia Stouck trial when they asked the one a friend, like, you know, you would send pictures, TikToks, memes.
Look into a mistrial and also any
Just the ways that he's
alternatives
like memes, things like that.
along those lines, short of that or along those lines, or a mistrial. I was looking at some, obviously,
there it is.
Yesterday was very, very long for everybody.
I like he puts the impetus on the judge to do the legwork to figure out what those alternative means might be. Like he wants a mistrial, or something like that. But you can go figure that out. Go back to your chambers and figure out the best solution here because I want a mistrial, but whatever you'll settle for just below that is fine. Just come up with some shit. Not him coming up with these alternative means. No. He would never. He wants the mistrial. Such a jackass.
Oh well, he wants to be held accountable, but he needs her to make a decision.
As you know, because of my status here in the jail, I'm allowed to have law library time up until a certain point of the evening, and then I have to shut it down.
I hate you for saying that. Library.
Is that like a blackberry or like a blueberry?
So I was able to find a few different things that I wanted to bring to Your Honor's attention.
Library is the flavor, is his favorite flavor. He lies and is very full.
One being
That's a good one.
United States versus Perez, 22 U.S. 579, and that specifically, I think it's referenced
one point
because that one is pretty old.
His numerous arguments says there should be no time that I am not allowed access to the library or the internet so I can work on my case. But he would refuse extra time to go work on it.
Yeah.
Like, he can't have it both ways.
So ridiculous. Yeah. He just wants everyone to feel like he's being mistreated, when in reality he's getting the Rolls Royce treatment.
He can't adequately defend himself or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Just like here, he's putting forth these cases where something similar happened, but he puts no motion before the court. He's not asking for anything. He's just like, here are these similar cases, and then just stares at her. So do something with them. Like, what? That's not her job, man. Like, figure out what you fucking want. If you want to ask for something, you need to ask for something, because the mistrial ain't gonna fucking happen.
Well, she did that to him at the end of the state's case when they arrested, and she goes, "Do you have anything you'd like to ask me, Mr. Brooks?" And he goes, I don't know what you're asking me. And she goes, "What I'm asking you, is there anything you want to ask me for?" And he goes, "I don't understand." And she's like, "Okay, well, we'll move forward." Like, that would have been
we got a super chat over here from Peggy Jackson. I just unpaused to pause. Sorry. We got a $5 super chat from
and a lot of the other
Peggy Jackson.
Jesus,
says, how's this going? Is it playing?
No, it's paused.
Why do I hear it?
Case laws that I
he's entered your thoughts
actually found. I think, and I could be, if I'm interpreting this incorrectly, I apologize.
That is so weird. I'm hearing it in my headphones.
They kind of use that as
all kinds of tech issues today. Lovely. But yeah, thank you, Peggy Jackson, for the this "How's it going" sticker. It's a little pair working out. That's absolutely adorable. And then we got another one from Lori Pavchik. It's another pair working out that says "Keep it up." Here you go, guys. Lori Pavchik and Peggy Jackson. Very awesome. So cool. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
It's kind of like the benchmark for what they refer to as manifest necessity. That's kind of like one of the lead cases that each one raises. In regards to issues similar to things like this,
Jesus, he's coming at me from every direction.
And it specifically points to trial judge's discretion. And I think that's kind of like
your computer
has
a
also, I
contact
looked at
yeah, right.
Brown versus
definitely
Rushton.
all over the place today. I don't know
Rushton,
what the fuck.
572
Can't get my tech to work right.
F.3D.
My YouTube kept crashing today while both of my kids were homesick. So that was awesome.
The language is
the tech issues were just all I needed to do was restart Discord. It was nothing I was doing. Just couldn't hear me for some reason. Really weird.
To the language is basically, it speaks to the same thing. It speaks about manifest necessity. It speaks about
manifest necessity.
if there's an issue of
Is that like manifest
exculpatory
destiny where you
evidence,
just go in and
things
like
of
do
that
whatever
nature.
you want and just destroy
Also,
everything in your sight
United States versus
because you want
Bates.
to?
That's kind of what I've never heard of that
BATES.
term.
I know, right? Manifest
917
necessity.
F.
Oh
2D
shit! Get another super
388.
chat over here from Sanella. Oh, Sanella, I've seen your comments. You're so sweet. I know you're not crazy about the live format, so I really appreciate you coming to hang out. And your super chat means so much. Finally get to be here when live. Love you, Beefy. You are awesome, Sanella. Please leave more comments. I love hearing from you, and thank you so much for showing up. And here are your air horns. Thank you, Sanella. Thank you. It's pretty clear. it's pretty clear. Would you say it's obvious? Fucking guy.
And that speaks of
In fact, think about this, right? The evidence, the fact that there's so much in that Reddit post that only somebody really close to the case could know if they were there every day proves to the point that they're definitely not a jury member, because the jury keeps getting pulled out when all the important stuff that's getting said in between, like in the Reddit post, they talk about jury nullification and all that. They have all that discussion when the jury's out of the room. So it's just more proof that it's not a juror who wrote that Reddit post. So he screws up his own fucking defense.
Yeah,
Oh, we got another.
whole...
Oh no, that was the same one. Yo, no, we do have another one. Yeah, we got another
potential
super
for
chat
an impartial verdict.
from Angela Flowers Davis.
Specifically,
It's a lemon playing a trumpet with a little. Thing so cute. Look at that. Yeah, it's a little lemon man playing a trumpet, and I think it's a little kiwi. That is awesome. Look at that. The horror woke my cat up. Well, here you go, Dennis. Hope your cat's wide awake. That's for your cat, Dennis. Angela Flowers Davis, thank you so much.
this is
The L on his
along the
shirt
lines
stands
of,
for
impartial
Lucifer.
verdict. If an impartial verdict can be reached, or if a verdict of conviction could be reached but would have to be
He's wearing two
reversed on
shirts.
appeal due
Look at
to
his
an
sleeve.
obvious procedural error in the
He's
trial.
always wearing 2 or 3 shirts.
That's one of the main
Well, they have an
issues
undershirt
that,
underneath, don't
that
they?
speaks
No,
to.
he's wearing
white
2
one?
orange shirts. Just
I
look.
also looked at Arizona versus
Look at that
I think it's a
Washington.
wrinkle. I think it's a
No,
wrinkle.
he always doubles up to make himself look like more beefy, pun intended. Oh my gosh, we have another super chat from Siraj G for $4.99. That is not to get attention. Siraj, you're killing me. That was a hilarious one. Here, you even get a little clap. There you go. Nice done. Nicely done. And we're at 51 people.
US
Let's go.
497.
Started off a little slow, but we are
And
popping off now.
That speaks to what I was stating before. It says neither party in a case has a right to have his case decided by a jury, which may be tainted by bias. And I say that because it's certainly
You can tell when he's
wasn't,
reading because his head moves back and forth, or he
anything
follows the
dealing
words
with
he's
the
reading with his
prosecution.
finger. When he's
They
looking
had
at his Bible, he's
nothing
like
to
his
do
head
with
is
this. The
completely
defense had nothing
still.
to do with this, and certainly you, Your Honor, had nothing to do with
Yeah,
this.
I've
but
seen that.
just for the concern
He's
factor,
trying to absorb it via osmosis.
the language, it's pretty clear that this, if not directly came from a juror who sits on this panel, it came from someone who sits in this courtroom every single day. The language, it directed
Just
towards
waiting
you,
for
Your
Sue
Honor,
to
directed.
Ooh,
pop
we got
in.
another super chat here for $1.99 from Lori Pavchik. Let's go. That doggo is adorable. I want to give him pats. Very cute. Let me get your air horns here. Thank you so much.
Towards having clear bias towards the defense. Some of the things that they quoted of having knowledge of is extremely
Did he just say it shows a clear bias to the defense?
extremely concerning.
Yes.
And going back to some of these case laws that I cited, it talks about something to the effect of you know, the ends of public justice.
That explains solitaire.
But I think that is leaning more so towards the judge's discretion, I would say, at least from how I was interpreting it. Obviously, I'm not educated in a lot of.
I was gonna say a lawyer.
No, you're not
itself,
educated,
but how I
sir.
was interpreting
Not
it.
at all.
This is definitely a concerning issue. It's definitely something that I would.
Richie, can you talk quick?
Yeah. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Request Your Honor to take a long look at some options.
Take a long look at it and come up with something for me because I'm coming up with jack shit. Fucking asshole.
He's taking 20 minutes just to be like, can I have a mistrial?
Those case laws I cited
Yeah,
talk
really.
specifically.
It's because he knows a mistrial is ludicrous. So he wants the judge to come up with something that helps him that's not a mistrial because he can't come up with shit by himself.
About that, options that.
Like he's doing a thing where he has a plan, but he's like hesitant.
Can look.
He's like, whatever you want to do. His lack of spaghetti lunch is showing.
That's what he wants instead of mistrial. He wants more spaghetti dinners for the jail.
Spaghetti
If I am
dinners.
your jail president, we'll have spaghetti dinner every night.
Like, yeah, but have you had a banana sandwich with spaghetti?
Yeah, spaghetti. Yeah, spaghetti dinner, banana sandwich, breakfast.
Look at and
My dad has
use your
eaten a
discretion
peanut
to
butter and jam and
see
spaghetti
if it's
sandwich on
appropriate
purpose.
in any way. That,
Hey, no lie.
extremely
Peanut butter,
concerned about
bacon
this.
on toast. Superb.
If
Oh, bacon on anything is superb.
Yeah.
anything, for cautionary reasons,
I
I believe, Your Honor, that you definitely should
I love when he does that.
take a look at everything I'm saying here in these case laws and
What's the request, though, that you're making based upon the case law that you cite?
And
I
after
heard
all
in
that,
there
so what
mistrial,
request are you
but I want to
making
make sure I understand the.
Yeah, he
your
never
request
has
for
any
relief and what
requests.
it
He
is.
just always like spouts shit off for no reason.
you say request.
Likes.
He ain't getting mama spaghetti in jail.
Like mom spaghetti is an 8 Mile mom spaghetti. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Almond on my sweater already.
he was in the bathroom like Eminem was in the beginning of 8 Mile when he's like in the mirror. Like, that was my first battle. I'll do this, and he vomits. And like, this is his performance. He chokes.
That the limited information we have about the Reddit post and this trial.
I guess my request would be, because of the concern of this, to look at a mistrial, or at the very least a discharge of the
I gotta
jury
leave
at
for a
this
second.
time.
I'm getting echo
So
really bad. I know what's coming from. Be right
this
back.
can be resolved. This is alarming, to say the least. This post, and I don't know what Reddit is, to be honest. I've never heard of it or used it, so I don't know the extent.
That is the biggest
it's almost
lie
like this could
I've
be like a
ever
snowball type of
heard.
thing.
He doesn't know what Reddit is.
Yeah, he's definitely fibbing.
Well, especially like in his interview when he's talking to the detective and he's like talking about his girls being all into TikTok and all of this stuff. Like he
Yeah, because
admits he knows about it.
Yeah, because he had multiple stories that I saw, like how you could do like Instagram stories or whatever. And I saw like this kind of like thing where he had multiple stories that he posted like before this, so he knows about social media.
Who's host?
It says I am, but I.
Can you drop out real quick?
Yep, no worries.
Okay, is it back to me?
New York.
There we go. Okay, I got it back. Thank gosh.
Once again, the forensic unit with the Sheriff's Department has taken lead of this investigation.
Someone close to the case, and
Need to further review.
what if it turns out that more people are involved in it than just whoever this anonymous person was who left the post? It's too many questions and it's too concerning.
No way! Ladies and gentlemen, looking at legalist here. Let me get my, where's my round of applause button? That is awesome. How are you today? Can you hear us? Can we?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. For anybody that isn't familiar with looking at legalist, she does Zoom hearings, very similar to like we do on this channel along with the Doro Brooks stuff. There you go. A few more claps for you.
Thank you.
How are you tonight?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad.
Got a great YouTube channel. I recommend all of you, as soon as we're on the live stream here, go check her out. We're going to be working on some stuff soon. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yes.
What if something like this springs up?
Oh, we got a $9.99 super chat from Carrie Davidson. Thank you so much. She says, I'm late. Dang it. Let's get them likes going, y'all. Yeah, very true. If you haven't yet, please hit the like button. It's totally free. Really helps the channel. I heard earlier that for every like, YouTube shows your video to one person. So likes really do go a long way. If you haven't liked this video, I would really appreciate it. Costs nothing. Beefy, bring in the crowd. We're at 55 people. That's pretty good. We're not doing bad at all. I know, like, compared to last week, it may not seem like a huge number, but it's still 55 people is crazy. I'm very lucky.
And at the last minute, we've been going through the trial now for basically 3 weeks, the better part of 3 weeks. And
are you gonna live stream his other? Are you gonna live stream his other trial?
Yeah, when his trial comes, I'm pretty much just shifting the channel to more or less all the Doro Brooks stuff will be either case watch or live stream stuff. As disappointing as that is, I know. Womp womp womp. We want more Doro videos. I'm going to be focusing the commentary stuff on more either Zoom hearings or just like whatever I want to watch. But yeah, kind of running out of stuff to say on Brooks. But we
want more content. We don't want more of him because like we don't want him doing more shit.
Yeah, really.
Being present.
Yeah, but we'll check out his new stuff when it comes in. Folks, show 60 people.
Court
Let's
days
go.
leading up to the trial. We've never had anything like this happen.
In here.
Nothing like this has been brought to your attention.
Sir Rod, we love BB. We love you.
Brought before the court's attention. This just came out of the blue, and now all of a sudden it's being labeled a prank. Is that because they were found out?
Raccoon Mama says, what is wrong with us intentionally watching this creep over and over again? It's a very good question. I don't know, because I was in the same boat.
We don't have the answer, but we just do.
Yeah, there are many
more
factors.
Curiosity.
Yeah. You threw out that term earlier. We're in a Doro Brooks loop.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a really bad accident. Like, you know, it's horrifying, it's terrible, but you cannot look away.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like if you accidentally cut someone off or don't hold the door for someone at a time, you think you're like a shitty person, but you watch this, you're like, oh, I'm fine.
It begs so many questions. It's too uncertain. It's too concerning, and It's too
Yeah, if you ever
alarming.
think you're a real
It's
bad
too alarming to
person,
just
watch
overlook
this.
and say,
It's
"Oh,
like
well."
you think your life's going to
so
pod,
looking-
watch like Jerry Springer.
Looking at legal, just for context, there was a Reddit post they found that just basically was somebody was pretending to be a juror and was saying all this crazy stuff about the case, and now Daryl's trying to have a mistrial because of it. It's ridiculous.
We'll just set it to the side and let them know this. There has to be some type of alternatives, and something has to be done. Something, and if that's a mistrial, if that's
So this reminds me, you like The Sopranos, right? That reminded me, I don't know if you remember when Tony says there has to be consequences. Like that reminded me of The Sopranos.
Gotta let the video play for a little bit.
I remember that. It was wild.
Other type of
The
alternatives.
Sopranos episode. It is really good.
That can be looked at. I'm sure that these case law speaks to other options that could come into play. They deserve to at least be looked at, if anything, to protect the integrity of the trial. I find it very hard to believe that this close to the trial being over, and all of a sudden these issues are being raised.
Was Sue
So
Upper
this is
smiling?
obviously not a prank.
You never see that.
Yeah, I thought that was odd too. What was she so giddy about? It was very strange.
It's very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, see your face over there? Hey, we'll go back to 2 seconds.
Options that could come into play.
Really? Like, what is she so happy about?
She's like, yo, you remember that whole exhibity thing?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
The glory days.
They deserve to at least be looked at, if anything, to protect.
And he's acting like nothing is being done. They're investigating it. Like, what else does he want? He throws out no alternatives except for mistrial. Like, he gives the judge again, like, all these. He cites all these cases, and okay, now you figure out what to do. That's not how this works, man. You're the attorney. If you want something done, file a fucking motion.
I think Sue Opper's just like laughing. It's like a mixture of exasperation, shock, weariness. It's just a mix of all of them. Weariness.
The integrity
She
of
was
the
probably
trial.
reading the Reddit post and laughing.
I find it very hard to believe that
someone
this
would
close
actually have said that.
To the trial being over, and all of a sudden these issues are being raised. So this is obviously not a prank.
Oh, come on.
And it's obvious that this is someone with intimate knowledge. It's very clear to me.
I know it's very clear to you, but those facts actually point to the other side of things. Because there's intimate knowledge, they're obviously watching from the fucking cameras, because if they were part of the jury, they wouldn't have those intimate facts.
Well, let me address your concerns, sir. I cannot make conclusions at this point about whether this is legitimate or a prank. What I know is as follows. I received the information about the subreddit post at approximately 9:30, 9:40 yesterday morning. I and I alone made the decision to withhold advising the parties because of where we were at in the trial, because there was nothing in that post. It was an anonymous post that would lend credibility to that it was in fact one of these jurors. But out of an abundance of caution, I referred it to law enforcement because it is very serious if the integrity of these proceedings were to be put at issue by a juror. I'd remind you though, every single day these jurors were read the bulk of jury instruction 50. They all took an oath, and I have no reason to doubt that they would violate that oath at this time. So I took and I made the decision to withhold telling the parties because we were in the middle of instructing.
Has anybody here or anybody in the chat ever sat on a jury?
I almost did for a murder trial, but he pleaded at the very last second.
Well, if anybody
So,
has in the chat, I would like to know how serious you take this oath of not exposing yourself to other stuff. Like, are you really taking that serious? Or are you kind of going home and being like, well, let's take a quick look and see what's going on with the trial? I bet they were taking little sneak peeks.
The jury. I was in the middle of instructing the jury. And
I think based just
I
on
wasn't
seeing
going
his
to
behavior
delay
in
the
court
proceedings
and
because
being
it
a
was
part
so
of this really small
speculative
community,
at
I
that
think they
point,
would
and
probably
remains
took it really
speculative
seriously.
at this point. As you know, the case went to the jury. I brought this up. I waited about a half an hour once the case went to the jury. Frankly, we had had a long day. I wanted to get a bit to eat, and then I wanted to come back out and make a record of what I had. Once again, the forensic unit with the Sheriff's Department has taken lead of this investigation. I'm not a part of that investigation. Law enforcement will handle it. From my perspective, not only did the Clerk of Court's office receive emails regarding this, it sounds like the District Attorney received emails. I may have even gotten one, I don't remember the time, it was later, regarding the post. Frankly, people figure out my email all the time. It was not solicited by me in any way, and I did not respond to it, and I simply forwarded that email onto law enforcement. So it's pretty clear to me that a lot of people have access to Reddit. I personally am not a user of Reddit, so I don't know the ins and outs of it, other than it is a social media site where people can create accounts and post, and there can be like chat rooms, for example, or just various, as this is called, subreddits. And at this point, you've requested a mistrial. You've requested that I discharge the jury. I'm declining to do that at this time, sir. Again, I need to make decisions based upon the record that's before me. And right now, the record is speculative. There are no facts to support a mistrial or discharging the jury. I trust the parties will continue in their own independent investigations, that you will continue reviewing case law, make whatever requests that you deem appropriate. I certainly will take time to look at the cases you have cited to see if there's anything based upon the requests that you have made that I would need to further review. But at this time, I do not see grounds for a mistrial. I do not see grounds to discharge the jury. That is how I will address it at this point. I know the state, I believe, wanted to address something else. I'm not sure if that was it, but you had deferred to Mr. Brooks, so go ahead. Is there anything you want me to address or at least bring to the court's attention at this time?
Just a minor point, Your Honor. You had noted the defendant is in his orange jail uniform today. It's my understanding the jail did offer him the ability to put on his street clothes, and he declined, so I just wanted that on the record. There may be occasions where this jury has to be brought into the courtroom for one reason or another, and he should be in civilian clothes if that occurs, if he chooses to.
It's a good point to bring up. It is possible the jury would need to be brought out if there is any question that I need to answer on the record. If for some reason the technology were not to be working appropriately when videos or other evidence are displayed to them. And so it is possible that the jury would need to come out. Of course, they'll come out if and when a verdict is reached. So I would certainly give you the opportunity, sir, if you want to change into the street clothes, that I would certainly direct the Sheriff's Department to make that available for you, should you choose.
Isn't it my choice?
Yes, it is.
So why do I need to be in street clothes? Why does that need to be on the record? That
your choice should be placed on the record. Sir,
if not, I was offered to be in street clothes. If I made it the choice.
Do you dispute that, sir?
Yes, I dispute it because it's my choice.
Well, no,
at this point.
And that's what she said, that it was your choice. So what are you disputing? You fucking idiot.
That you
at this point,
I'm disputing that you gave me the choice because I want to have something to argue later.
Yeah, really. God, grow up, bro.
There's no reason why that should be on the record that if I was not offered street clothes, what relevancy does that have to?
Could have potential relevancy later on if we were to challenge that you and claim that you were required to wear your jail uniform or jail attire. You're not required. This is a trial. You have the right to wear street clothes, and I will certainly provide that opportunity should you wish to change at any point in time. But what you're telling me is it's your choice to be in jail attire. I'll respect that choice, of course.
So why does that need to be?
I'd forgotten how much Daryl is defiant, just for the sake of being defiant.
I know, it's so despicable. Like, he literally comes up with reasons just to bicker back and forth with her. I can't stand it. Like, petulance doesn't even cover it. There needs to be a new word for the level of, like you said, defiance he reaches just on the face of it.
He doesn't care what it is. Like, he just wants to be the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Yes? No, I say no. You say no? Oh, I say yes. Doesn't matter what the topic is. He just wants to be on the opposite side.
Yeah, I've called him Bizarro before. Have you ever seen Superman? You know who Bizarro
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what Daryl is.
Perfect.
Bizarro.
It's calculated
I don't see the
petulance.
relevancy of it.
Yeah.
At this point, unless
never
there are any
raised.
further issues, I am going to go back into my office. The courtroom will remain open, and we'll let you know when the jury communicates with us, either about a question or verdicts.
It's like he thought seeing them in the jail attire, and then he would pull like a switcheroo on his defense, like, and boom, I'm the lawyer, not my client.
Yeah. Yeah. He puts on the Clark Kent glasses like I was Daryl Brooks the whole time. You thought I was Daryl Brooks in lowercase letters.
Subject matter jurisdiction.
The court declines that. I'm stepping off.
Why hasn't it been proven?
I love that she steps up while he's talking to. Total boss lady move. Oh,
On the record yet.
love it.
And
Badass bitch vibes. All right, it's been kind of a slow chat day. I think we should check out something other than Daryl Brooks. Does anybody have any recommendations? Looking at legal, do you have like a good case we could throw on the live that you're not going to use for your channel?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
And I'm putting you on the spot, right? I know.
Let me
Good with
think.
Judge Middleton. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder here, but what's been getting a lot of views?
Everything I've been keeping track of lately has been really dark, like the 12-year-old who, unalived the little boy.
Jeez.
I had one that I premiered today that has a guy that kind of reminds me of Daryl in some ways, just that defiant, I gotta talk over everybody all the time kind of crap.
Here's one with 16,000 views. Something spicy must happen.
Oh yeah, I've seen this guy.
Is he funny or entertaining?
I don't know.
What is going on with his hair?
I think his appearance was probably the funniest part.
Him go into a
His
breakout
head
room
shaved
with him
all
so you
around,
can-
and then it's only coming out the top, like in a reverse crop circle.
Some kind of poofy.
Not even a mohawk, because if you look, you can see his reflection in the back. That's what I thought it was at first. I thought it was a mohawk, but then you can see in the back. It's really strange. It is like a poof. It's like a Q-tip.
Troll doll.
Go over it with
It's like the reverse monk look. You know when they had like the top part of their head was bald and it was like the ring of hair around? It's the reverse.
Yeah. I love her, this lady, Deborah Davis, by the way. She's great. She's been on a lot of Talk with Mike, a lot. Somebody said, looking legal, your mic's still there. I'm just turning your mic down a little bit, looking legal. I think I had everybody else turned down, and I just forgot to turn yours.
Well, let's go on the premises and then we can do that. As we indicated, Mr. Roach, your lawyer, Mr. George, was scheduled to be here on another.
Tropia says, did you ever see Jeffrey Schillen? I don't think so. I did Jeremy Shue on my channel. That's up on my channel. Jeffrey Schillen. I'll have to write that down.
Matter. So we thought we would
Oh,
address
is this the
while
DA
he's
who
here,
said, Your
but
Honor, I think
he
that
didn't
the
have a lot of
accused is
notice.
in the same apartment as the victim, and it turns out he was?
Oh, that's a
Debbie
really
Davis.
that's a really famous Zoom hearing. That's like kicked off the whole YouTube Zoom hearing craze.
That was the Zoom hearing that I started watching court hearings afterwards from.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when everybody got everybody on the bandwagon to watch.
So is
Zoom
it?
hearings.
But is this the same lady? And I know it's the same judge. Oh my
Deborah
gosh,
Davis.
she is amazing.
Yeah, Deborah Davis is the same lady. Is it Middleton in that case?
Yep, it is.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I only
Then, yeah,
recognize him by his hair.
Yeah, the long hair. He's the best. I love Middleton. Beyond
The
his
flow.
hair, he's got a very like salt of the earth Like the way he peppers in little comments about like local roads and restaurants that he goes to, and oh, my son almost got married there, or my son almost took a job at that law firm. I love it so much how invested he is in his community. He's very much you can tell he's a figurehead around them parts, and it's very charming.
So I'm
He
gonna
has
set
flowing
out
locks of
details
justice.
of what we're doing, and then
Yes.
When I do
We
my
can
different
set it-
terminations of tenancy cases, he always talks about this place. Yeah, my aunt used to live there, and so lived in that place for 30 years. He knows all the houses, all the people.
Yeah.
It's quite something.
So true.
up so you can speak with him privately. All right, let's go on the record. This is file
Dennis says Judge Judy is better. I beg to differ, sir.
number 23319FY. Mr. Kyle William Roach. He is charged with possession of methamphetamine and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. Mr. Timothy George was appointed to.
If I was going to guess what he was getting charged of, firearms and methamphetamine would have been right at the top of that list, by the way.
Represent him.
Looking to the side of her screen, it looks like she's staring at him in disappointment. I know she can't see him, but
it's so true.
you can feel my
Back
disappointment
in
over Zoom.
March, there was a petition for an evaluation for competency for Mr. Roach at the Center for Forensic Psychiatry. I believe that was signed by Judge Pattison. And the matter's been somewhat on hold. It was actually set for a prelim today, 6/6, pending the return of the forensic report, which has not been done. Yesterday, the prosecutor filed a petition for emergency bond violation, alleging a number of violations of the conditions of Mr. Roach's bond, not the least of which is attempting to purchase firearms, buy a crossbow.
What? What? This escalated quickly.
I signed an emergency petition for revocation
You
of
say
the
he
bond,
tried to
or a
purchase a
violation
crossbow?
of the bond.
Yeah.
And Mr. Roach was arrested yesterday. They then executed a search warrant at his house, and I believe there are other charges coming regarding that search warrant. In addition, I've received 2 petitions for personal protection orders from 2 private citizens against Mr. Roach, which I have yet had a chance to review. We did call the Center for Forensic Psychiatry this morning to find out the status of Mr. Roach's psychiatric evaluation for competency. They advised they hadn't scheduled it. Our staff informed them that Mr. Roach was in custody at this time, and they indicated they could do the psychiatric evaluation on Monday,
Are you playing the Middleton
June
video?
12th.
Yeah,
which
why?
is next Monday.
Oh, it's not playing for me.
So this
It's
is
just
an
dead quiet here. I was wondering what was going on.
Does anybody else have any problems? Oh wow, we
Nope.
actually went up. We actually went up in viewers from getting rid of Brooks. How about that? We're at 60 people now. People are sick of it. too.
arraignment
Good.
on a bench.
Looking at legal, I'm not sure because you had it working when you had Brooks, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe try exiting and coming back in, and then doing the same thing, joining the activity.
Bench warrant on a
working
bond
now.
violation bench.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know what that was
Back
about.
to it.
Hello.
Hello, hi Roar.
And Your Honor, we did
Joining.
file a complaint today that he'll probably be arraigned on this afternoon.
All right, and what is
Hello.
filed in that? What's the charge?
In that one, it's count 1 is delivery.
Is the guy
I'm
sitting
sorry,
at the one
possession
table
with the
by
intent to
himself? Is that the
deliver
defense attorney?
methamphetamine. Count 2 is possession of
Yeah, I believe
methamphetamine.
so.
Count 3 is maintaining a
because
drug
Deborah
house.
Davis
There
is
may be
the,
additional
DA.
charges after labs come back on some other substances.
I spoke to the magistrate before lunch. I didn't have those charges yet. And I was left it that she would be arraigning him on those new charges. So on the instant case, Mr. Roach, you posted $1,000 cash bond. There were conditions on your bond.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is that the same attorney, the prosecutor that pretty much outed that one couple that wasn't supposed to be in contact with each other, but they were ended up being in the same apartment?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yes. It's them, yeah.
It is the same amazing DA and the same amazing judge.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
That you not use or consume alcohol at any time, not submit to any drugs, not take any drugs. You were to test at the day reporting center as a condition of the bond, and you never reported. Nothing was done. You failed to report on April 26th. On March 7th, we signed the order for forensic evaluation.
Color me shocked. A meth head with a crossbow did not go for a urine test.
Testing. You're also not to possess any firearms or any other dangerous weapons or reside where they are present. Also, no assaultive or threatening behavior. The petition that the defendant filed, or the people filed, alleged that on May 24th, you attempted to burn a vehicle belonging to John Crone by pouring gasoline all over it and throwing a lit object toward the vehicle. There's apparently surveillance of that. Apparently.
Did he do it with the crossbow? Because that would be epic as hell. Doing some meth, shooting off guns, and blowing up cars with crossbows. I mean, he looks like he'd. That's his Friday night for sure.
It's very Viking-esque, like with the lit bow, like arrow. Like he looks the part. Like he's dressed like a Viking. He's like, I'm taking meth and I'm gonna go Viking funeral some cars.
Viking funeral some cars.
I haven't charged that yet, but Mr. Crone has asked for a personal protection order. It's further alleged that you went to Dunham Sporting Goods on May 27th and attempted to buy firearms, which they wouldn't sell you, thankfully.
Thankfully, really?
But that you purchased.
You guys think I'm not looking up a Viking funeral? You were incorrect.
I love this guy, this judge's little aside.
A high-powered bone collector's 370 crossbow with bolts and fixed blade broadheads, and it's an ugly-looking apparatus that they've filed a picture of. So I signed the immediate warrant for your arrest for picking.
We actually do. Oh, look at this. These guys do it right. They're even pouring one out for the homie.
I love you, Gary.
I love you, Gary. Now it's burn your fucking body. Wearing the horns getting toasted. This looks awesome, man. I want this funeral too. Look at this guy.
Thank you all so much for coming.
In Maine, this is like, you can kind of do this.
And he is laughing his ass off.
Sure. He knows. Let's go. Of course they have it.
They're gonna eat it after.
It's a musical break. Oh, they really shoot arrows at him.
Yeah, it's like the scene from Game of Thrones.
Oh man, they're using copyrighted song. Of course they are. Oh, yeah, I can mute it. Wow. Damn.
I don't feel like was this a funeral for like one of the goats? Because
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, well, maybe that's why they were showing all the goats. I wonder
Or maybe
if
it's like a family reunion and like a family tradition is to get drunk and do this.
I mean, the date says 1943 to 2020, so I'm guessing it's not a goat.
Yeah, not a goat. I mean, how long do goats live? For probably not 60 years. This is dope, though. This is how I want to go out. Surrounded by all my friends wearing silly hats, getting toasted, shooting flammable objects at me in the water. Oh, well done.
Maybe the guy
Say
was
la vie,
already
Gary.
cremated.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, that's
you know what I mean?
it's
'Cause that's a
really
small little
symbolic.
boat.
Yeah,
That's a
it's
small little
symbolic.
boat.
There's nothing but
I was
wood.
gonna say, I think it's more like a post funeral like celebration of life kind of thing, where it's
He
like a
probably-
send off.
He probably put in his will he wanted a Viking funeral, and they're like, "Oh, Gary, like we can't actually do that, though."
And then he went, well, what if you guys all wore these weird hats and then drank rum? And then they were like, we're done.
Oh shit! I guess in the new God. Oh no, you know what? No spoilers if somebody hasn't seen that. All right, one more quick one, and then we'll get back to the Middleton of it all. I lost like 20 people. That's funny. Whatever. I don't care. If you're not down for the Viking funerals, we don't want you.
I'm sorry, A, it's part of history, and B, they've been parading his body through the streets of San Diego for the last 2 days.
God,
In
that's
any
an
case,
actual
the History
body.
Channel has decided to put a large boat in the harbor, and they're going to set it on fire. Let's go see how the cast of Vikings feels about that.
This is not.
I'm here with Alex from Vikings, and we are at...
Oh, so sad. No, they wouldn't be able to actually show something like that on TV.
Yeah, yeah. This is lame. This
You
looks
can't
like
spell
a,
funeral.
okay, yeah, no, it's like a video game thing. All right, let's get back to Middleton. We were at 7 minutes.
Your arrest for pickup for violating the conditions of your bond. No assault of your threatening behavior. And it's alleged that you burned your neighbor's car.
That's not.
And
It's
excuse-
not
what's
as.
that?
It's not his neighbor.
Oh,
but,
Sprinter Pigs is here.
Employer.
Friend, acquaintance,
All right.
former employer.
And
Thank God, I haven't
bought
had a
this
fucking
crossbow
mod.
and these broadhead arrows. So the matter is pending a preliminary
Jakes
examination.
was telling us that we should all
theoretically
learn to
today,
use StreamYard.
but we can't do the preliminary examination without the
What is it?
competency evaluation.
StreamYard.
What about StreamYard?
Cakes was posting comments in the general chat that we should all learn to use StreamYard because it would be easier.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I use when I record the podcast. It is a very easy to use app.
Now, fortunately, they can
Whatever,
do the
because
competency
I was having a little
evaluation
bit of
as
issues
early
at the
as
beginning.
Monday. You've got 2 pending PPOs that are going to be
Joe's
reviewed,
usually
and
up
you've
to
got
20
new
years.
serious felony charges. My inclination, Mr. George, is to cancel his bond at this point under the belief that he's currently a threat to the public. And the matter could be reviewed either at the time
His
we get
mind
the
is boggled.
competency report or have further testimony. Would you wish to speak privately with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Laura, could you open the room? Mr. Roach, I'm proposing to cancel your bond on this case while we pursue everything else that's going on. Your lawyer's going to talk to you for a moment. And we may need to set further hearing on this bond violation. Stop out while you talk to your lawyer. The officer just stepped out. I'm going to open a breakout room. Hopefully, and put you both in it. Tim, go ahead and join it. There we go.
I'll just be waiting.
All right, we'll sit here and wait. I can't read this.
I was not aware that any were filed until you said that. So
Just before lunch, we were notified of those, and Laura printed them out for me.
okay.
All right, Mr. Roach, we returned to the record. We are here on a arraignment on a bench warrant for a bond violation in a methamphetamine felony firearm case involving Kyle William Roach. There are allegations that he violated the bond contained in a petition filed by the prosecutor yesterday. He's not been found to be guilty of that. He is entitled to have a hearing regarding the bond violation, where it must be established beyond a preponderance that he violated the bond. The problem is he has a new case pending. He is also pending a forensic evaluation for competency. And any admissions he makes regarding the violation of the bond could also be admissions to other charges. Mr. George has had an opportunity to speak with them. Mr. George, what's your position?
Thank you, Your Honor. And as the court knows, I was kind of brought into this late, so I'm working with the information as best I possibly can. I think the situation is twofold. One, as the court said, we're pending a competency evaluation, so that always causes concern to me, and limits my ability to move forward on this while we're pending.
Yeah, you got somebody shooting at cars with a flaming crossbow. Competency might not be a bad route to go. Just saying.
That, and I understand that. Also, as the court said, some of the proposed basis for the bond violations are new felony charges that he's going to be arraigned on. So I'd like to have the opportunity to speak with Mr. Roach and talk to him about what's going on here and see how we move forward. I know that there has been a forensic evaluation that's been scheduled for next Monday. It's going to be important, not only in this case, but in the new case, that gets done in a timely manner. But we would ask the court to reset this hearing as soon as possible, hopefully early next week. It'll allow me time to speak with Mr. Roach. He'll get arraigned on his new charges. Hopefully have the forensic evaluation completed. We won't have the report.
His name
back.
is Mr. Roach.
And then, we can proceed forward on this petition.
Yeah, you're just getting that.
I think that's probably prudent. In the meantime, I am going to cancel
hard time hearing him.
There's a big public safety concern in this matter. There are new charges pending.
Bubba says, Mr. Roach, is it fair to say you were bugging everyone?
He's entitled to have a hearing on this. I just set you for June 14th.
You turn a light on him, will he run and hide under the fridge?
At 11. How about if we go for
All right,
June 14th?
let's go over to
at 10?
Old Squishy. Let's see what he's got going on.
Does that work for you, Deborah?
4 wild
Yes, Your Honor.
hearings. That sounds fun.
I feel like he would smell like the way he looked.
Earlier found probable cause for assault in the 4th degree from November 26, 2022.
This is from Old Squishy Gardner's channel, by the way. He has courtroom content very similar to this. If you like these hearings, I recommend you go check him out. I'll leave a link in the description. Post live stream.
Acknowledge your rights. So assault
For the
4th degree,
replay
maximum punishment is 364 days in prison or jail and $5,000 fine. You have the right to an attorney.
He still
What's
looks
your
high.
current work situation, Mr. Winters?
I'm trying to get back on labor and industries time loss from an injury I had in 2004 from a logging accident from Billy and Solomon, where I fell 60 feet and crushed my face. I made an appointment with West End Outreach for my psychological exam about a month ago. They're supposed to contact me. They had a month waiting list at West End Outreach. And I have an eye exam because I have double vision in my right eye.
So you don't have any income. You're probably on disability, which means they're going to.
Well, I'm trying to get back on disability. I'm waiting for
Okay.
eye exam on the 5th of January.
You hold that thought. My question.
Boy, we got a talker.
Violent public defenders now, Mr. Fleck.
Beefy, I've got to run, but I left you a link to one of my videos in our DMs that you might want to stream it. So it's a lot of fun. It's one of my
Actually, I'm gonna wrap it up too. Since everybody's heading out. It's kind of a slow night. But yeah, that's fine. I'll read your message.
No worries. Okay, so have a great night.
Yeah, you too. Bye now.
Bye.
So
all right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks for coming, everybody. Hope you have a good night. Thanks for watching.